His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tarik issues 17 royal decrees.
Royal Decree number 7 over 2026, Article 1, establishes the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs. Article 2, the scope of responsibilities of the Office of Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs are determined according to the attached Annex number 1. Article 3 approves the organizational structure of the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs according to the attached Annex number 2. Article 4, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 8 over 2026. Article 1 establishes International Financial Centre of Oman, and it shall have legal personality, financial and administrative independence and affiliates to Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs. Article 2 enacts the attached law of International Financial Centre of Oman. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 9 over 2026. Article 1 cancels the Supreme Committee for Conferences. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 10 over 2026. Article 1. The Secretariat General of the Council of Ministers shall have legal personality and shall enjoy financial and administrative independence and determines its scope of responsibilities according to the attached Annex number 1. Article 2 approves the organizational structure of the Secretariat General of the Council of Ministers according to attached Annex number 2. Article 3 transfers to the Secretariat General of the Council of Ministers the specializations, allocations, assets, rights, liabilities and inventories of the Government Communication Centre in the Ministry of Information and the Directorate General of Quality and Government Excellence Management in Oman Vision 2040 Implementation Follow-up Unit. Article 4 transfers employees of the Government Communication Centre in the Ministry of Information and the Directorate General of Quality and Government Excellence Management in Oman Vision 2040 Implementation Follow-up Unit to Secretariat General of the Council of Ministers with their same financial grades. Article 5 cancels Royal Decree number 31 over 2014 and items number 24, 25 and 27 from the Annex number 1 attached to Royal Decree number 95 over 2020 and items number 5, 6, 7 and 8 from the Annex number 1 attached to the Royal Decree number 100 over 2020 and cancels all that contradicts with the decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 6. This decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 11 over 2026 on establishing Research and Innovation Authority, determining its scope of responsibilities and approving its organizational structure. Article 1 establishes public authority named Research and Innovation Authority and shall have legal personality, financial and administrative independence and shall affiliate to the Council of Ministers. Article 2, the headquarter of the Research and Innovation Authority shall be in the Governorate of Muscat and by a decision of the Board of Directors of the Authority, branches may be established in other governorates. Article 3, scope of responsibilities of the Research and Innovation Authority shall be determined according to the Annex number 1. Article 4, the organizational structure of the Research and Innovation Authority shall be approved according to the Annex number 2. Article 5 transfers to Research and Innovation Authority all specializations, allocations, assets, rights, liabilities and inventories of the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation related to research and innovation. Employees of the ministry concerned with research and innovation shall be transferred to the Research and Innovation Authority with their same financial grades. Article 6, the phrases Minister of Higher Education, Research and Innovation and Minister of Higher Education, Research and Innovation shall be replaced with the phrases Research and Innovation Authority and Chairman of Research and Innovation Authority, respectively, wherever they are mentioned in laws and royal decrees related to research and innovation. Article 7 cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 8, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 12/2026, Article 1 amends the name of Omani Authority for Academic Accreditation and Quality Assurance of Education to Omani Authority for Quality Assurance of Education and determines its specializations according to the attached Annex number 1. Article 2 approves the organizational structure of Omani Authority for Quality Assurance of Education according to the attached Annex number 2. Article 3 transfers to Omani Authority for Quality Assurance of Education all specializations, allocations, assets, rights, liabilities, and inventories related to professional licenses, national and international studies from Ministry of Education. Article 4 transfers to Omani Authority for Quality Assurance of Education employees of divisions related to the professional licenses, national and international studies from the Ministry of Education with their financial grades according to coordination between chairmen of both units. Article 5 replaces the phrases Omani Authority for Academic Accreditation and Quality Assurance of Education and CEO wherever mentioned with Omani Authority for Quality Assurance of Education and Chairman of the Authority wherever they are mentioned in laws and royal decrees. Article 6 cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 7. This decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 13/2026, Article 1 determines the specializations of the Minister of Economy according to the attached Annex number 1. Article 2 approves the organizational structure of the Minister of Economy according to the Annex number 2. Article 3 merges Oman Vision 2040 Follow-up Implementation Unit in the Minister of Economy and all allocations, assets, rights, liabilities, and inventories of Oman Vision 2040 Follow-up Implementation Unit to this ministry and transfers all employees of this unit with their same financial grades. Article 4, without prejudice to the provisions of aforementioned Royal Decree number 10/2026, replaces Oman Vision 2040 Follow-up Implementation Unit and Chairman of Oman Vision 2040 Follow-up Implementation Unit wherever mentioned in laws and royal decrees with Minister of Economy and Minister of Economy. Article 5 cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 6, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 14/2026 on merging Minister of Education and Minister of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in one ministry called Ministry of Education and determines its specializations and approves its organizational structure. Article 1 merges Minister of Education and Minister of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in one ministry called Minister of Education and determines its specializations according to the Annex number 1. Article 2 approves the organizational structure of Ministry of Education according to the Annex number 2. Article 3 transfers to Minister of Education specializations, allocations, rights, liabilities, inventories, and employees of both ministries with their financial grades. Article 4, without prejudice to the provisions of aforementioned Royal Decree number 11/2026 and Royal Decree number 12/2026, replaces the phrases Minister of Education and Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation wherever mentioned in laws and royal decrees with Minister of Education and Minister of Education. Article 5 cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 6, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 15 over 2026 Article 1 determines specializations of the Ministry of Social Development according to the attached Annex number 1. Article 2 approves the organizational structure of Ministry of Social Development according to the attached Annex number 2. Article 3 cancels Royal Decree number 14 over 2024 and cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 4, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 16 over 2026 amending system of Oman Investments Authority. Article 1 replaces text of Article 12 of Oman Investments Authority with the following. The chairman shall have 2 deputies whose appointment shall be issued by a royal decree and shall have all administrative and financial authority within the regulations of the authority. Article 2 cancels all that contradict with this decree or contravene with its provisions. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 17 over 2026 restructuring the Council of Ministers. Article 1 restructuring the Council of Ministers under His Majesty's chairmanship as follows. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tarik bin Taimur Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defence Affairs. His Highness Sayyid Yazin bin Haitham bin Tarik Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs. His Highness Sayyid bin Arab bin Haitham bin Tarik Al Saeed, Minister of the State and Governor of Muscat. Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court. General Sultan bin Muhammad Al Nu'mani, Minister of Royal Office. Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal bin Saeed Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior. Sayyid Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister. Sultan bin Salim bin Saeed Al Habsi, Minister of Finance. Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed bin Nasser Al Shaybani, Minister of Education. Sayyid Saud bin Hilal bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth. Dr. Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Saeed Al Saidi, Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs. Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser bin Khalifa Al Harrasi, Minister of Information. Dr. Khamis bin Saif bin Hamoud Al Jabri, Minister of Economy. Sayyid Ibrahim bin Saeed bin Ibrahim Al Busaidi, Minister of Heritage and Tourism. Dr. Saud bin Hamoud bin Ahmed Al Habsi, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources. Dr. Khalfan bin Saeed bin Mubarak Al Shuaili, Minister of Housing and Urban Planning. Engineer Saeed bin Hamoud bin Saeed Al Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology. Dr. Layla bint Ahmed bin Awad Al Najjar, Minister of Social Development. Dr. Mahad bin Saeed bin Ali Ba'wain, Minister of Labor. Engineer Salim bin Nasser bin Saeed Al Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals. Dr. Muhammad bin Saeed bin Khalfan Al Ma'mari, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs. Dr. Hilal bin Ali bin Hilal Al Sabti, Minister of Health. Anwar bin Hilal bin Hamdoun Al Jabri, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 18 over 2026 appointing to some positions. Article 1 appoints Qais bin Mohammed bin Musa Al Yusuf as Chairman of the Public Authority for Special Economic Zones and Free Zones with the same grade and financial allocations. Article 2 appoints Sayyid Faisal bin Hamoud bin Nasser Al Busaidi as Governor of Musandam at a rank of Minister. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 19 over 2026 appointing advisors. Article 1 appoints Sheikh Dr. Ali bin Masoud bin Ali As-Sunaidi as an advisor at the Diwan of the Royal Court with the same grade and financial allocations. Article 2 appoints Dr. Saeed bin Mohammed bin Ahmed As-Saqri as an economic advisor at the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs with the same grade and financial allocations. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 20 over 2026 granting Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Abdullah bin Zahra Al Hinai, Ambassador at Large at the Foreign Ministry, the rank of Minister. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 21 over 2026 appointing some positions. Article 1 appoints the following on the position next to their names. His Highness Sayyid Harib bin Thuwaini bin Shihab Al Saeed, advisor at the Diwan of the Royal Court with the same grade and financial allocations. Majid bin Saeed bin Sulaiman Al Bahri, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Education for Administrative and Financial Affairs with the same grade and financial allocations. Dr. Saif bin Abdullah bin Sulaiman Al-Haddabi, Chairman of the Research and Innovation Authority with the same grade and financial allocations. Sheikh Rashid bin Ahmed bin Rashid Al-Shamsi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development for Family Affairs and Community Development with the same grade and financial allocations. Dr. Jocha bint Abdullah bin Hamoud Al-Shukaili, Chairperson of Oman Authority for Quality Assurance of Education with the same grade and financial allocations. Sayyid Dr. Mundhir bin Hilal bin Badr Al Busaidi, Head of Oman Vision 2040 Implementation Follow-up Unit in the Ministry of Economy with the same grade and financial allocations. Dr. Badr bin Hamoud bin Rashid Al Kharousi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Education for Education with the same grade and financial allocations. Dr. Abdullah bin Ali bin Saeed Al Shibli, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Education for Higher Education. Dr. Intisar bint Abdullah bin Sulaiman Ambu Saidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Education for Educational Support Programs. Ghalib bin Saeed bin Majid Al-Ma'mari, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investments Promotion for Commerce and Industry. Saeed bin Abdullah bin Mohammed Al-Balushi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Labour for Human Resources Development. Dr. Abdullah bin Hamoud bin Abdullah Al-Harthi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development for Persons with Disabilities Affairs. Dr. Yusuf bin Salim bin Mohammed Al-Hinai, Head of the Communication and Government Performance Development Unit at the General Secretariat of the Council of Ministers with a special grade. Tahir bin Mabkhut bin Ali Al-Junaybi, Governor of the Al-Zahira with a special grade. Engineer Ahmed bin Saeed bin Mohammed Al-Amri, Chairman of Muscat Municipality with a special grade. Zahir bin Sulaiman bin Salim Al-Salmi, Deputy Chairman of the State Financial and Administrative Audit Authority for Government Units Auditing. Sayyid Hamoud bin Sultan bin Hamid Al-Busaidi, Advisor at the Diwan of the Royal Court with a special grade. Article 2. This decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 22 over 2026, Article 1, appoints Mulham bin Bashir bin Abdullah Al-Jarf, Deputy Chairman of Oman Investment Authority for Investment. Article 2 appoints Munir bin Ali bin Nasser Al-Muniri, Deputy Chairman of Oman Investment Authority for Operations. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 23 over 2026. Article 1 appoints Dr. Mansour bin Saif bin Khamis Al-Mandari as member of the State Council. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue.